the name of your movie. Tell us about that.
It's called Mooz-Lum, Moz-Lum, and it's purposely mispronounced version of Muslim. And that particular mispronunciation, because there's a lot of different ways people say it. They say Muslim, Muslim, and that particular one is more specific to the African American, the black community in the U.S. who, back in the '60s and '70s, when my parents and a lot of our that generation started converting to Islam, after Malcolm X or Al Hajj Malik Al Shabazz came back from Mecca, and their families were not happy about that. Their families were
Okay.
like mainly Christian, and they had come up with this derogatory mispronunciation of the word, and it's what you one of those Muslims now, and
Okay.
so it's stuck, and like even to this day in 2011, people still say it that way,
Okay.
which is kind of disrespectful.
And obviously, we know that you are a director, but what made you want to do a film that was predominantly about Muslims?
It I feel like as filmmakers, we have responsibility to society to, in a way, film sort of throughout history has shaped people's perceptions about a lot of different things. It certainly shaped mine, about things, and a lot of times things that I have never known anything about. And this particular story is one that has not been told before. It's
Okay.
one that's very prominent in the United States. There are millions of Muslims in the United States, millions of people who have or share some aspect of that story. And I felt that story had to be told because, in general, you only really hear, in the US, you only really hear about Muslims when it is in association with terrorism or extremism.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so the average person who has no connection to someone who's Muslim would automatically think, based on their association with what they've heard in the news and such, that Muslim means this or Islam means that. And I had to show something more accurate and give a voice to a generation who has not yet had one, and
Okay.
and in the process trying to enlighten many others who know nothing about this.
Was it specifically targeted at Muslims?
No,
Okay.
it would only serve half its purpose if it was.
Okay.
Um, the film in the U.S. So far, it has had pretty good crossover appeal. We feel like it's going to be much better crossover appeal once the DVD comes out in a month. Um, but so far, we've been in all the big newspapers over there. We've been in a lot of the big news
Yeah. So
programs
how
and
has
stuff.
the non-Muslim society, welcomed this movie?
Exactly how I wanted them to.
Okay.
With walking out of the theater, basically saying, "Wow, I never looked at it that way."
Okay.
And that's all I really was asking of people. A short film competition came about. It was called One Nation Short Film Contest, and we took some of the scenes from this feature version script and made it short. It was like 5 minutes in 2007, and the idea was because Danny Glover was one of the judges of the competition, and I was like, we're gonna get in this competition, we're gonna win, and Danny Glover's gonna see it, and he's gonna call us up because he has a film company.
Okay.
And I was like, he's gonna call us. They're gonna want to do the feature version of the film. And that is exactly what happened. We
Amazing.
won our category of drama. The next day, Danny Glover's company called, asking for the feature version of the script. And from the beginning of 2008, for a couple of years, I was working with one of his writers on developing the screenplay. And in the meantime, I had gone on to do this other project, this Obama stuff. And yeah, that was, and by the time 2009, the end of 2009 came, I finally found an investor.
Okay.
But the whole time, for years I was meeting with people, you know, meeting after meeting. It's just like, oh my god, it's horrible. Like
You
meeting
never
with
give
investors.
up. You never gave up though, right?
No, no. But you have to be honest with yourself though, because like even before Mooz-Lum, I had another movie I was trying to do, and I spent about 2.5 years meeting with people trying to raise money for that, and it never happened. And I had to like walk away from this thing and start all over again.
Wow.
This movie was called Authentic. Never got made.